So in for pool with Michael and Lachlan. I don't know how many weeks post-show and into the cruise I am, because I've not been very good with keeping track of these things. As of recent, life's gotten busy. I've got 4 weeks left of the cruise, I know that. But I am at all-time strength, which is a nice place to be on somewhat of a cruise phase, or not all-time strength, but pretty damn close. So we've started with a Lat Pulldown using like the bullhorn grip. Don't really know what grip you call it. I call it the bullhorn grip. Don't actually know what it's called. So 3 sets there, and then we finish with a drop set. I'm slowly adding in more intensity techniques and kind of bulking out the density of training, mainly to help with my appetite and stuff, as well as kind of get a bit rounder in certain places. It's done on purpose though, because I'll be doing more of a low volume, progressive overload style of training in the next 6 to 8 weeks anyway, which is why I've been doing this, because I've noticed my strength has been climbing. So it means when we go back to that, I'll be even stronger, which is exciting. So 3 sets on the Gym Liquid DY row. This is relatively new into Flex, but I'm a big fan of it. There's 2 different grips, so I use it on both back days, pull days. Today is the kind of more neutral grip. So yeah. of lat pull down done, and then 3 sets of the DY row. Kind of using that mid grip, so it does hit our lats, but a bit more of the kind of middle portion of our back. The 3rd set there we done as well was, I'd call it a tempo set, or a varied tempo set, so like 3 reps our normal cadence, and then 3 reps where you're going slow on the negative and the positive, the eccentric and the concentric, just to failure. And then 2 sets on the Kanapa circular row. It's quite similar to like the Life Fitness Pro row. Just the positioning is really, really nice to hit your rear delt, and then the fact it moves in like a circular motion. The strength curve of it is lovely. So 2 heavy sets there. The second I extended with some kelso shrugs just to really batter the whole upper back. And then we're just working our way through the rest of the rear delt portion of today's session. So the rear delt swings with dumbbells, just taking it to failure. I aim to get more than like 30. I think I got 33 there today. This is one of those movements where I don't really plan to get stronger at it, because I'm doing it to get like just batter my rear delts and get a big pump. We're just onto rear delt cuffs using the Bravo. Obviously you've got the little support, so having this a bit lower, because I find when it's at my chest I get a bit winded. But yeah. So to quote Star Wars, this is where the fun begins. So set a stiff leg and then a set of deadlift. Just slowly warming up for the voice. Been using the metal 25s we have in the gym, because the 20s we have, they're like a bit thicker, and because they're like a hexagonal shape, we tend to use a bumper plate. But then when I do that, you can only really get up to 6 plates aside before the plates start falling off. So the metal one's just that little bit thinner. I do plan to invest in a pair of 50 kilo plates, but it'll be a while till I do that. Deadlift's been fucking flying at the moment. Last week I got I'm sure it's 260 for my stiff leg set and then 300 for my top set, deadlifts. So I'm kind of just taking it when I can, making sure I get the reps with the stiff leg and then with the deadlift. Like I'm not under any illusion that that's building a lot of muscle, but I like deadlifting. I do find it helps as to it fills in gaps that then I can get stronger in other movements where hypertrophy is happening and I'm building more muscle. So yeah, the goals are 8-plate deadlift by the end of the year. So if I can be repping 7 prior to pushing up, which I'm in that kind of run to do so, I know I'll get it by the end of the year.
session is done. No major changes as of recent from the sessions we've been going. We did add in the leg extension, nothing heavy, just to kind of stimulate some quads, because in the leg day on Mondays I've noticed by the time it comes to doing leg extensions last, I feel like I'm just not getting anything out of it. So just a little bit of quad focus there to finish up the session, just to keep it ticking over really, nothing else than that. That was put in with the superset of adductor and abductor like I've been doing. So good session. The deadlifts were half decent last week, so focus. Last week I managed 300 for 2 and 250 for 8 on the stiff leg. Today I got 260 for 6 and then 300 for 1. But my set were 260. My right rack wasn't as tight as I should have it. So I did feel a bit of a like pull on a couple of the reps with that, but can't complain. Everything's been progressed.